Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Games. Apologies if anything sounds a little weird here. I'm still in the process of moving, but something happened this morning in the Nintendo Switch 2 news sphere that I thought was worth covering. So, a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people in news outlets are going to cover this and misrepresent what is actually happening, especially now that more information has come to light regarding this entire rumor or misspeak, whatever you want to call it. So I wanted to do my video on it and give you my take on this entire AI Gameshark situation. So CES is going on right now, Consumer Electronics Show, big events every January where a bunch of companies come and show, new products. I think Sony unveiled a car this year, as well as there was a Gravity Rush movie or something in the sizzle reel, and a Patapon anime or something. Very weird stuff, but it's more tech-based. It's more focused on the actual technologies. And with that, of course, right now, a big thing in tech is AI. Well, I was unaware that this company still exists, but AI Shark, which previously was Gameshark, is teasing some sort of new peripheral or device, right? And they have inadvertently slipped up a little bit, it seems like, and let us know when the Switch 2 is coming out, except it's not that simple. I will say, before I get into it, just seeing the name Gameshark, it took me a second. My friend Tucker sent me this article and was like, oh my god, Gameshark leaked the Switch 2, and I'm just like, Gameshark? What? I kind of thought Gameshark was just a dead thing. If you remember Gameshark, if you don't know what it is and what I'm talking about, Gameshark were these cheat code discs that you would put in your PS2 or your GameCube, and I think they went further back than that. And recently, that type of device just doesn't really exist anymore. I think there are some on PS3, not necessarily from Gameshark, and then of course on DS you had Action Replay and stuff. But Gameshark is a name I had not seen for a very long time. However, for a time, it was a very prominent company in terms of selling an accessory for Nintendo platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, all of that. So for them to say something about the Switch 2 is at the very least interesting, even though they haven't really been on the scene in the forefront of gaming accessories in a very long time. So let me just read from IGN real quick to get you fully up to speed. So, announced in a press release and first spotted by Digital Trends, AI Shark revealed that it was reviving the Gameshark brand and that it was relaunching in September 2024. The release window, according to the company, is, quote, planned to coincide with the Nintendo Switch 2. IGN continues on here. If you do not remember what Gameshark is, it was a brand known for making various cheat code devices under this rebranding. However, AI Shark is supposed to be an AI-enhanced software that is designed to aid individuals in improving their gameplay over time. And then they just keep going on about this new AI Gameshark software, or whatever it is that Gameshark is doing nowadays. But the main takeaway from this is that they are planning to release it alongside the Switch 2, which they are saying is in September 2024. However, Jason Schreier, the GOAT, I believe he is writing for Bloomberg now, right? He actually reached out for comments, and he tweeted out this: FYI, an AI Shark spokesperson tells me that they're just guessing about the next Nintendo console's date. And then later on in this Twitter thread, Giovanni Colantonio, which I believe is, the Digital Trends writer that reported this information, said that they got a different statement saying that they seemingly doubled down on the fall 2024. But then Jason Schreier made a great point in this follow-up tweet. Nintendo often keeps their hardware plans secret from their own developers. Do you really think they're briefing AI Shark? Which is just so true. I understand that, you see this, and your first instinct is oh man, this is, for really big news. And I will say, out of everything, supporting 2024 so far, this potentially is maybe the most interesting, right? It's not necessarily a rumor from someone that heard something that happened at Gamescom last year, right? When Eurogamer reported that Nintendo showed the Switch 2 to developers, that was third-hand information at that point. This is straight from the horse's mouth. This is straight from this company, AI Shark, saying that the Switch 2 is coming out in 2024, September 2024 to be exact. However, I would be willing to wager that this was just guesswork, right? I feel like there's so many rumors, and I think most people on the internet are just assuming it's releasing this year, and assuming specifically September. That is definitely the most popular kind of theory for when the Switch 2 is coming out. I don't think it's that far-fetched to think that maybe they just got a little mixed up and, not necessarily thought, oh, it's coming out then, but they're just yeah, it's coming out with Switch 2 in September. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe that's a little far-fetched. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But Jason Schreier also made another great point. He said, I don't think it's bizarre at all. No better way to get attention for your otherwise low-key peripheral company than to tease info about unannounced Nintendo hardware, which is maybe an unintended benefits of what they did, but it's totally true. No one was going to talk about this. No one was going to care that Gameshark was coming back, or that this new company, or that, the phoenix from the ashes of Gameshark, now AI Shark, no one would have cared at all about this, at least not until it came out anyway, not from a CES, trade show. So by mentioning the Switch 2, now everybody on the internet today is going to be talking about the new AI Shark, which maybe that's not the best marketing necessarily, but either way, people are talking about it. They're getting their product name out there just by mentioning the Switch 2 because they know, or potentially maybe know, how thirsty people are for information. And let's just play, devil's advocate here for a moment. Let's say they did know it's coming out in September and they've signed NDAs with Nintendo. That'd be a pretty massive mistake to make just in a press release. I mean, it's not like they had an interview and they said it. This was in their press release about this new product they're making. So it's not like, some random guy was getting interviewed at CES. Like, no, this was an official press release from this company. That's a major mistake to make. So, if they knew the Switch was coming out in September, if the Switch 2 was coming out in September, they would have had to sign an NDA, which means they broke NDA here, which is not impossible. It is possible that they would have broken an NDA. That's fair, but that's a pretty major way to break it in a press release like that. We're only, 11 days into 2024 at this point, and I feel like every day there's just something new. I think a couple days ago there was some Chinese board forum, right, that like leaked the specs, and they're saying like 144 hertz screen, and like, I don't know, man. Maybe. It's like, until we get something a little bit more concrete, I'm just like, I'm so numb to this entire rumor cycle for the Switch 2, which is, maybe I don't know, it feels kind of weird because I was so invested in the NX hype back then, but this time, I don't know why, it just feels different. And I will say, let's just assume that AI Shark knows when this thing is coming out, and they weren't just guessing, even though that's what they told Jason Schreier. Maybe that's just them trying to save face or something, right? This is the most tantalizing information we've gotten about the Switch 2, in my opinion. We've had NVIDIA chip leaks, and it's like, okay, well, this is obviously for the next console. But in terms of release timing, if we are to believe AI Shark, if they do actually have any kind of information, this is the most concrete thing we have about the Switch 2, because Nintendo hasn't said anything. No real rumors have actually suggested 2024, like a concrete time in 2024. It's mostly prediction work from analysts, or just speculation based on other things like the NVIDIA chips, or Bobby Kotick being briefed on the specs back in 2022. These are all things people use to kind of speculate when the Switch 2 is coming out, and a lot of people are assuming 2024, but that doesn't necessarily indicate timing. This AI Shark thing actually does indicate release timing, which, if nothing else, makes it a little bit more interesting, in my opinion, than everything else, which is why I wanted to cover it, because I know this is going to spread like wildfire, and the Jason Schreier tweet will probably get swept under the rug, and people are just going to assume this is real, and it's just going to feed further back into this feedback loop of Switch 2 in 2024, which, once again, if you've been following my channel, I would love nothing more than to see this console in the next, 2 or 3 months and have it released in September. But I just don't think there's enough supporting it. I'm still on that March 2025 train. Maybe this February Direct, that's a whole nother topic, by the way. All these people being like, oh, insider leaking February Direct. Yeah, no duh, dog. There's a February Direct every year. But maybe if this February Direct comes out and there's like one game announced and it's a remake, then maybe I'll change my tune a little bit, right? If the release calendar really is that light. But until we get that, I'm not too worried about the Switch this year. I think there's going to be plenty of games to play until Nintendo proves me otherwise, because they usually announce their games very close to release. So we'll have to wait and see. A brief aside before I end the video, we did get a tweet from Puro earlier today, kind of teasing that there will be a new GBA game coming to Switch Online tonight, or at least announced for Switch Online tonight. I'm not sure what's missing. I would hope it's Golden Sun. Maybe it's a whole new slate of GBA games, but I would assume Golden Sun. I think that's the last one we're missing. Maybe we're missing something else, but Golden Sun likely coming to Switch Online tonight, by the way, so that's cool. And also, it's just, love him or hate him, it's kind of cool, or maybe not cool necessarily, but it's interesting that Puro is still active, almost, what is this, half a year later? Like, Puro's still kicking and giving us these leaks, which is just kind of surprising. Normally, like, someone this prolific in terms of leaking would have been washed up by now, but no, he's still just, every time there's anything regarding Nintendo, he leaks it. So we'll have to wait and see once we get closer to February if he's going to start leaking the February Direct, but that'll be interesting for sure. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. What do you think of all this AI Shark, Gameshark business? Do you think, or do you believe that they're right and it is coming out September 2024? Do you think it was just guesswork from them like they seemingly reported to Jason Schreier? Or do you think they were trying to save face from a broken NDA and don't want to, get in too much trouble with Papa Nintendo? So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo Switch news, reviews, coverage, all of that stuff. Follow me on Twitter at BoTalksGames. Join the Discord that is linked down below. And until next time, I am still unpacking, so bear with me for a little bit here while my recording setup is a little unhinged. But I will see you soon in my new space, and I'm very excited for that. So until next time, folks, peace.